There I was, 13 years old in the 9th grade in North Philadelphia on the track field. I was running my best race ever. And all of a sudden I hear a flurry of screams showering out from the sidelines. And I was running so fast that I almost wanted to stop, but wow. My heart was beating so fast when I came to a stop at the end of the race that when I turned around, all I could see is it was bad. It was really bad. My best friend, one of the top track stars on the team, was laid there on the ground. And my heart was beating so fast, I could hear it pumping in my ears. I was almost in a panic to where, do I stop and go back, or do I just stand here and panic? But my instincts kicked in and I ran back to her and she's screaming in agony and she's like, I quit. What do you do when that happens? I did the best thing that I knew how. I tried to console her the best way I could, and she was screaming and hollering and everybody was running to the field. And I just knew that I could not leave her side. So when we got to the sidelines, she was like, I'm done. I don't want to race anymore. She had just face planted over the hurdles. And so as I'm sitting there and I'm talking with her, I'm trying to explain to her all the reasons why she just could not give up. And as we were sitting there talking, let's just say she finished the race. That's when I knew my superpowers started to kick in. I knew that I could see stuff in people that they could not see in themselves. And it really allowed me to be able to tap into that very moment. And I was so surprised that she got up and she brushed herself off and she got back in the race. And let's just say we made it to the state finals, all from that one conversation. Can I just say, I was living my best life. I was living life to the fullest. Like, I was so excited because I had just started and formed this new partnership. We had just signed the contract for $1 million. Now, if that don't make you excited, I don't know what will, but let's just say me and my family, we partied just a little bit, right? Like, we got together and had a little bit of dinner, but I can remember it was like yesterday that I went to the grocery store to buy the normal supplies for the business. And as I'm in there, I go to swipe my card. And for whatever reason, the card said declined. I wanted to use that card because I knew that there was money in that account. So I swiped that card again, only for it to say declined. And because I was so puzzled at that moment, I was so upset. The only thing that I could do was just leave the stuff right there and walk out of the store and immediately call the bank. And when I called them, they said, I'm sorry, but your account is overdrawn several thousands of dollars. I didn't know if I was going to cry or if I was going to just tear something up. It just took me by complete surprise, let's just say. And in that moment, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I just knew that something had happened. Needless to say, by this time, my assistant or my partner at the time had stopped answering the phone. She had stopped checking in, and I wasn't sure what was going on, but I was like, okay, I need to find out what's going on. Through a little bit of careful investigation, I found out that because I didn't have a contract, there was nothing I could do. Let's just say that one decision caused me to lose everything. And here I am with 4 small children and them looking at me and I'm looking at them, and I wasn't sure what we were going to do, but I just knew that we had to do something because everything was gone. Back then, I only focused on one stream of income. Nobody told me that I needed to diversify. Nobody told me that I needed to have 6 to 12 months of income for an emergency fund. There was nobody in my circle that I could turn to when I lost everything. The valuable lesson that I learned was that I needed to make sure that I had things in place that if something like this happened, I'd have a backup plan. You see, nobody told me about a backup plan or having things in place that would help me to be able to provide for my family. The only thing that I knew is that we were on our way up. And as a result of that, when I lost everything, I'm looking around in my circle trying to find out who's there that can give me some advice, that can help me with money or do something. And there was nobody there. So let's just say I did the best thing I knew possible. And I went back to corporate America for a season. I knew there that I could make some good money. Okay, let's not get it twisted. I mean, I was at least worth at least 6 figures when I left. So going back allowed me to be able to get back to the place of where I could provide for my family. And so from just that one lesson, I learned that you got to make sure that you set a solid foundation. And with that solid foundation, that you are able to now pick up the pieces, all of the broken pieces, because I had a lot of them, put them together and make something out of it. You see, you can take something and take nothing and make something out of it, right? But what happens when it's all gone? Now you got to sit down and you got to figure out the best way to put the pieces together. And needless to say, because I didn't have others in my ear trying to advise me, I had to figure it out. And I did the best thing that I could. And let's just say, since then, I've learned how to diversify and diversify well. If I had to go back and ask my 21-year-old self, what would I do? Let me just say that I would sit Tabatha down on the couch and I would tell her that you need to run faster in a shorter amount of time because you can definitely go further. And so as I was sitting there reflecting on my 21-year-old self, by this time, I had a lot of stuff going on. I had literally started adulthood unlike some other people. I had 2 children. I was not married. And I was working at a job that, let's just say, it didn't provide for me to really pay all my bills. So with that, I learned at a very early age that I needed to do something in order to be able to provide for my family different than the way that things were going. You see, I grew up in a neighborhood where I would pass by and see all of the fancy houses and cars, and I knew I wanted that, but at the time I didn't know how to get it. I thought if I went out there and I got a job that would allow me to be able to provide for my family, but it just continued to take me through this cycle time after time after time. Let's fast forward 20, 30 years, and let's just say a little bit of education and a little bit of experience can take you a long way, because today I own multiple businesses. Let's just say successfully. Let's also say that I empower people to now build themselves in such a way that they now are successful. So I don't take for granted the opportunity on all the lessons that I learned to get me to this point. I cherish every moment of it. Would I change anything? Absolutely not. Because it helped me to be the best version of me today that I can be, that now I empower others to live their successful lives. Today, we focus on building leaders. And the way that we do that is that we host live summits, live conferences where people get to get on our stage, but better yet, we teach them how to get to the bigger stages. We also teach people how to now create their own platform, from the way of having podcasts, as well as creating their own stories and helping them to take that to the marketplace. And so with that, we have learned that we're able to help people to live out their purpose and to really tap into what it is that makes them great. You see, when I learned what my superpower was, I have learned how to tap into it in such a way that now others seemingly get a lot of benefit out of that. I will say that when you figure out who you are and what you want, there's no stopping you. You just got to have the right tools behind you. So we provide the tools and the platform for people to be able to get that done in a cost-effective way. But not only that, we help them to now have a blueprint that when they go forward, that they won't want to turn back. Why do people hire our company? I believe that people hire us because we've helped people across the world to create their blueprint for success. And the way that we do that is we give them 3 powerful tools that can help them to be able to maximize their impact in the world. And one of the things that we do is we help them to really hone on their reason of why. And people might say that that's a simple question, but why allows you to get up every day when no money's being made? Why allows you to be able to go through the biggest challenges of your life with a good attitude and being positive and knowing that you're going to come out on the other side better than you went in? Not only that, we help them to write their books. And the reason why we help them to write their books is that anytime you put something down on paper, you set it in stone. That way we help them to write their legacy. Not only that, that legacy becomes a masterpiece on how it is that they can help somebody else. They don't need to necessarily take it all with them. Meaning that I've heard it said that the richest place in the world is in the graveyard. But if we stop them at a point in their life to where they've overcome some of the triumphs, we allow them now to be able to put that knowledge in a book, and it becomes a successful map for others to follow. Not only that, we help them to now come up with their succession plan. We mean that if something were to happen to you today or tomorrow, how is it that your legacy is going to continue to go forward? Well, now somebody can pick up these pieces and they can run with it, but they can run with it faster. They can carry out the legacy that was initially built that was there. So let's just say that we help people to now be able to move forward with confidence. We help them to be able to move forward with the knowledge and the experience that they need in order for them to be successful. Let me just tell you that I didn't have that. And so now that I help people to create that, they're allowing me to help them to set a successful track for their family and those that will follow them. I've heard it once said that if you're leading and you're a leader and nobody's following, you're just taking a walk. And that was by John Maxwell. So I'm just saying on today at Legacy Pioneers, we help people to move forward. Not only that, we've been able to create an umbrella. And in that umbrella, we have set successful tracks for others to follow. We have Inside Inspired Women. We have the Breakthrough Millionaires Academy. We also have the Powerful On Purpose Summit. All of these things help people to now be able to not have just one egg in a basket, but have multiple things in their basket. And as they set that solid foundation, there's no looking back. And I believe that the track is up from here. The thing that I've enjoyed the most about the making of an entrepreneur is that it allowed me to be able to dig deep and really hone in on my experiences over the years and just really tap into what is it that has made me a successful entrepreneur today. Some of those things I had chosen to forget. And for whatever reason, going back through this experience has allowed me to be able to understand what has gotten me here today. Every heartache, every challenge, every struggle has allowed me to be able to build back, build stronger than ever before, but now help somebody overcome their challenges and to be able to walk into their successful futures. So I'm excited and I'm most grateful and thankful.